where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you now to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you, no matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way and try to stay true. I want you to stay true to what's right for you, no matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way and try to stay true, 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 true.
So, and with that, welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to NXT. Another round here. This time around, it's Portimao at the Algarve circuit. And, well, we're currently in practice preparation for the race that we're gonna be having here tonight. Schedule, let me check the attendance real quick. Currently on attendance we have both Ferrari Hypercars, the 51 and the 50, this time driven by Mohamed Colombo, who drove the 83 last time around in Le Mans, since Jim Kuismanen is not going to be able to be here today. Then in the Toyota Hypercar we have Michael Doyle in the number 8 car. Finally, Toyota having a car on the track. Then in the Cadillac, the number 2, once again, Ash, no, I have still no idea how to pronounce that name. Then the Porsche, the reigning champion that we crowned last time around in Le Mans. Omar Ali not here today, but teammate Reese Webber will be here in the number 6 Porsche. Thomas Robertham in the 94 Peugeot will complete our little hypercar grid today. Then in the LMP2s, both Alpine of Guy Sonnefeld and Jay van Ravenstein, who drove the Spike last time around, and who we're seeing currently ahead of Mohamed Colombo, are gonna be here. That is a beautiful sign. That is a beautiful thing to watch. The Ferrari, the Hypercar, the LMP2 and the LMG3. Then in United Autosports we have Ronald Martinez in the number 22 and in the number 23. United Autosports new reserve driver, being, let me check that real quick. It is the likes of, there is Mr. Damien Rhodes. I think it was Damien. Pardon me if that is not the case. In the other United Autosports car, then in the crew racing, only one of them, only Edward Cockhill, who drove the 183A, of course, and the LMP2 in Le Mans, been picked up as replacement for Ari Venter, who after his disappointing performance in Le Mans decided to quit Le Mans Ultimate for the better. Hertz Team Jota, only one car on track, as per usual, Alphonse Verlin being the only car that is allowed to compete for Hertz Team Jota. Into Europol has Mike Kraft behind the wheel of the 34 driver Walter Dunk missing out, and Prema with the number 9 car of Jasper Kuismanen, the championship leader, and Jake Van Leer in the number 63 car. They'll need to outscore Yota big time here. Then in the LMGT3 class, picking up a main seat in the BMW and currently leading the LMGT3 pack as well as the new BMW reserve driver Connor Barry in the 31 car. Then two Corvettes of Andrew Taylor and Pelikas Junior Greek on the road. No Ferrari LMGT3 here tonight, unfortunately. And then we have Gene Whitfield and Ben Morris Hodges in the two Fords. Then Lamborghini Lucas Muzik, finally his long-awaited return in the Iron Dames Lamborghini, and Edward Penner in the Iron Lynx Lamborghini, currently sitting second in the standings behind the number 46 of Mario Latayo. And that is your access, as always, Alrix and Jules, we see on camera right now, and Corey Jason, who are currently P3 and P4 in the standings and looking to gain some points. Then we got, and then finally, rounding out our field, are two McLarens of Thomas Rumble and a new fellow. And then a bit of a complicated name actually in the other McLaren car. Where do we have it? There we have it. It is the name of Senna Dijkstra. Something Dutch, I have no clue whatsoever. I'm sorry for every name that is being mispronounced. So, supposedly no idea how they came in, two drivers at Ron's post in the lobby. Currently here, apologies for that. They have been taken care of by our lobby host. So they are both disqualified. Seemingly not as private of a server as you would think, and Udenor spinning the Cadillac there. Don't get confused, we'll have more than 4 hypercars on the road today. But at the moment, oh, as Jack Valera overestimates the power of the LMP2, underestimates the power of the LMP2 a little bit. Currently fastest time in Hypercar 1:33. The gap between Hypercar and LMP2 is not too big here because of all the low speed sections. The LMP2 cars having the advantage here. As I said, do not get confused, ladies and gentlemen, because we will have more than 4 hypercars here tonight, with the likes of Thomas Robert Ham and one of the Cadillacs still being expected to join. But I know, am I missing it? Oh yeah, one of the Porsches as well. So currently 24 drivers in the lobby. We are expecting a couple more to join, especially in Hypercar and LMP2 12 GT3 for the time being. Nice to look at Michael Dole in the number 8 Toyota. Toyota's doing Range Rover struggling with the cold tires, going off into the gravel, the all blacked out car. It's a beautiful car. You can tell me what you want, but you gotta love this livery Toyota put out in the 2024 season. I cannot wait to see more of this car in season 2, because yes, season 2 is right around the corner. We are currently in the penultimate round of this season here, ladies and gentlemen, and well, while we're at it, and while we are looking at, well, at the track currently here, let's have a look at it from a Skydart perspective. So I hope it is not too loud. I don't think it is. There it is, Portimao, a beautiful circuit, 2.8 miles in length. Turn 1, Primera. It's definitely going to be a chaotic start here. It's a really fast corner. You can take around, you can overtake down the inside if you're everybody else, or you can take around the outside if you're Lewis Hamilton. Then toward the slowest corner of the track, quite possibly, or one of the slowest corners. It's a very fast corner for the LMP2 class, even outpacing the likes of the hypercars there. Then the name-giving turn of Portimao, turns 10 and 11, one of the most tricky corners in the entire game, which makes this unique circuit, this roller coaster, 15 corners overall. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to see the actual race unfolding here. So, currently still missing the lights of Edward Cockle, I think. Oh yes, it was not Daniel Vogt, it was Dimitri Vogt there. So, my apologies for that, for getting that wrong. So, having a look at the LMP2 class, not Alphonse Valley. Alphonse Valley currently leading ahead of Jasper Kuismanen. Two championship contenders, Guy Zonfeld. You might not know him, but because he did win on debut in Monza. Because, well, I was away and therefore we had no stream in Monza. Well, he's now, Zonfeld now, he's gonna try to prove that he can win again, and he's currently sitting in third position. Overall, we're still waiting for the likes of Ronald Martinez and Edward Coco in the LMP2 class, as well as Reese Webber and Thomas Robert Ham in the hypercar. As for GT3, I think we're almost, everything is almost in, I think. I have 12 drivers on the road right now, with the likes of two drivers that should not be here. They will be disqualified from every session though. The two BMWs we were concerned about. Discord a bit questionable from time to time. I'm not able to see who. Wait, alright, I'll be right back in a second. I'll try to find out who these two mysterious drafts are and try to assign them. Oh, there we're not. So, qualifying now on the way. We'll need definitely. So, we will not definitely need more drivers currently. Because at the moment we are sitting at 12 or 14 people in LMGT3, which is more than enough. Yes, the two BMW seeming a mistake. 2 extra BMWs, but this one is a permanent BMW entry. The 46, this is a championship leading car. Isaac Busby will score points for Mario Tayo. So there's a good chance he's got this title almost wrapped up. He just needs to outscore Edward Penner by, well, if you look at it this way, he just basically needs to win and score a fast lap. He needs to outscore Edward Penner by exactly 16 points to wrap this title up. Here in Portimao, looking at the LMP2 class, it's an awful lot closer between Jasper Kuismanen and Alphonse Riedel. Merely being separated by 5 points. And well, this is definitely going to be an interesting fight for the two. I think for the most part now everything has been taken care of. Otherwise it is not my problem at the moment, but instead the admins. So Isaac Busby now currently on his way in towards the final corners. I'm sorry for all the confusion, but yeah, there's not a lot going the way it should at the moment here in Portimao. But mainly everything should be solved now. So you can see the BMW rounding the final corner. What time is it going to be for the driver in the number 46 car? It is all looking like 1:46.7. Definitely a decent time, but there's definitely more time that can be found. Looking at the McLaren of Zene Dijkstra. I'm absolutely sorry for the pronunciation. Piloting the car off rolling goes are going 2 seconds slower, which isn't too great. With a 27 Aston Martin finally making its debut on the track ever since Monza. It's now looking good. He's definitely had him and Andrea definitely had a little mistake in that sector. A lot of these seemingly being some warm-up laps. The 88 BMW, a new look on the Proton car. Dare say I like it. The blue nose of the Mustang with the white rear is the 88, and the other way around is the number 77. I reckon, no, actually BMH, still used to saying that from one time. Ben Morris Hodgins running that 77 livery from the year 2007 and 2024. I'm still a little bit not really focused on this right now. There's still some concerns. Some stuff is not playing out correctly. as Morris Hodges now. This is a really bad place to lose it, but luckily there is no one in his way. Edward Penna currently second in the championship standings on his outlap in the number 60 RNX Lamborghini. And at the moment, mostly goes quicker. Lucas Music now starting into second base. Isaac must be some monstrous pace. In that BMW, the number 46 BMW, number 31 BMW, currently in third place of Conor Barry, replacing Theodore Anderson. So now let's go around the Portimao Algarve circuit with a lap here of Edward Penna. It may not be the first time we are at this circuit here, but it's the first time we are here with the LMGT3, LMP2 and the Hypercar class. We're only used to seeing this in the Formula 1 games. So now see Penna making his way down towards turn 5, hard on the brakes, all the way down into first gear. A lot of rotation here, a little bit too much rotation for Penna. Could have carried a bit more speed through that turn. Now this corner, not flat out in a GT3 car, you'll have to lift off and go down into second gear. Slowly get on the throttle to not spin the car. Now down the hill, the front going a bit flying there. Now the Portimao corner, probably the trickiest corner on the entire circuit, hence why it's named after this very corner. Into the long left-hand corner, which ends in a heavy braking zone down to second gear. First is also possible. Over the curb, not too much on the exit, then immediately setting up the right-hander, and then finally through the last right-hand corner. It's flat in a couple of cars, not in a Lamborghini. Having to lift a little bit there. The Mustang, for example, can take it flat. It's looking like an overall decent lap from Edward Penna. Where is it gonna be? Keep in mind, he's definitely gonna improve because of the tires getting into the ideal operational window. Edward Penna jumps to 5th place for the time being. Ben Morris Hodges now improves to P4, still 1.7 seconds shy of Isaac Busby. He hasn't had a great, he hasn't had a somewhat decent debut due to PC issues. Let's hope he can make up for that in this qualifying session. Keep in mind the GT3 class allowed to go out to use the track for them until the 35th minute. I'm sorry if I'm missing out on any messages, but my chat is not popping up, which is not helping at all. Apologies for that.
Plus mit langen Fahrten um den
Oh, whoops. That was something not Keith. So I will pop up the chat now. And bingo, there we land. I'm able to see something. So, finally, the chat. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, Raman. Hello, Bob. Hello, 27 Hulk. Hello, Timo. Hello, Astiers. We are finally here. So, finally able to read the chat. Andrew Taylor, the car in 12th place at the moment. That is the guy you're looking for, 27 Hulk. Currently sitting in the 81 Corvettes making its way down the long left-hand corner, up the hill on towards the Portimao turn. A bit of a title line for the Corvette here. It is not too bad to take that inside line with a mid-engine car, but with a rear engine that would definitely do a little bit better. No Porsche on the grid, unfortunately, in GT3, but that is also a thing that will likely change next season around, when we'll see that beautiful straight cut V6. There we go. V6 gears. So, Corey Jason, a championship leader up until last time around at Le Mans, jumps to second with Lexus, having a P2 and a P3 in the back currently. BMW sharing P1 and P5 as Edward Penner now jumps into third, and Andrew Taylor might get in the way of the BMW here. Cycling through the cameras onto the rear wing of the TF Sport number 81 Corvette. A little late there on the throttle. Let's see the Banting WRT BMW in the back. Fuck off, Raman. Currently chasing after the 81 car now, leaving a little bit of a gap to get his final quali run out. And away. We have some new faces here. I hope everything is clear that the qualifying for the LMGT3 class is over in the next 2 minutes. If not, staff will remind these new drivers as Thomas Rumble joins us in the number 59 car. Even though he selected the number 95, it will be counted as the number 59 car of Thomas Varkish. We have a lot of Thomas here. Yeah, the Corvette indeed not an easy car to drive. Well, it's definitely nothing for beginners, so it's not working wonders for Andrew Taylor here this season. Isaac must be now in the 45s. Personal best, my personal best, would bring me into P2 here. I am just saying. Let's watch let's watch Ben Morris Hodges, number 77, Proton Competition Mustang. Currently in the Portimao, approaching the Portimao turn, down the hill and up the hill. That is a beautiful camera angle. Moving car. Oh, and he loses the car, and that is again a very, very bad spot to park your car. Especially with the Lexus and the BMW approaching, all front engine cars other than the Aston Martin. Now on camera. Actually, let me check. Oh my days. I have no idea how this new streaming window works, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Bit of slow-mo indeed. Now into the garage from Ben Morris Hodges, because time for LMGT3 is over and done. Blue speed to the garage. Andrew Taylor will finish his lap. Thomas Rumble will be allowed to finish his lap. And Gergely Hodos also finishes there, but here come the LMP2s. Jasper Kuismanen leading Minecraft and Alphonse Villain, Jake Van Leeuwen Jaden van Ravenstein in Gies Sonnenfeld. Dimitri Bode still in the garage. The two LMGT3s of Gurgly Hodos and Daniel Ivan have rejoined, but this time as a Ferrari duo. Finally, they're in their respective cars, so we'll see them. And we have a total of 15 LMGT3. And expected to join a few of the LMP2 cars, 2 more. With the likes of Ronald Martinez. And Edward Cockhill. Being still missing here. There we have the problem. Being that Edward Cockle is still missing his rolls. Let's see. So. So let's go with a lap. Let's go on a lap with Jasper Kuismanen, who currently slots himself into P1 ahead of Alphonse Velling by 7/10. In this stage of the race, it's all about who can get the tires out the temperature better. They were pretty much equal in the second sector. In the last sector, Jasper Kuismanen had a crucial advantage though, with Guy Sonnenfeld slotting up in P3 behind Alphonse Velling. The LMP2 with Prama currently having one of their cars in first positioner, the other one being in fifth positioner, number 63 of Jake Mandera. Currently ahead of Jaden van Ravenstein. Two pretty similar names. Two Dutch drivers. Okay, and Ron Martinez has declined attendance. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Mohammed. Not a good day for the LMP2 field with a lot of drivers missing. But it is what it is, they say. No, only one United Autosports car on the grid. Currently sitting in P4, as well as only one Inter-Europol car, Walter Dunk being the missing driver here. Now Van Ravenstein getting caught up behind Van Lera, giving himself a little bit of breathing room. That is a problem with having two types of rotor classes. Neither of them will really be able to excel. So both of them are just half full. Filled to 50%. Thomas Robert Ham joining us soon. We have confirmation. Oops, I think that is... not sure who that is. Who that was on track. Might have been Guy Sonfeld. I'm not too sure though. No, it's Daniel Eva. It's a GT3 on the track. That car will have to retire. This is what happens when you don't attend the briefing. That car will have, well, forcefully be retired, but it's not like he's lasting past at the moment. Either way, so let's look at the front. Alphonse Valley, only 1/10 of that, Jasper Kuismanen. I'll be at it. Currently, we could spectate one of the cars further down in the pack. Javen van Ravenstein. Now to the line he goes, that middle sector. He made an awful mistake there. He's not off by a lot, only 34 thousandths behind Dimitri Balde. And with that, barely over 2/10 of Guy Sonnenfeld. We have a very high rate of Dutch drivers here in LMP2. Essentially being the class of the Dutchies. Of the Alpine LMP2. Now, the first time, I think this might be the first time Alpine has managed to bring both cars onto the track. This now being the car of Joan Jean. They still got a couple more minutes left. Ravenstein not really greatest lap at the moment. Not the best of Sector 1s, but a good improvement up in Sector 2. Still 4/10 off the leader, which would promote him to P3 as it stands. Ravenstein, oh, clips the grass. Goes into the pit lane immediately. Minecraft standing there. Let's look at Alphonse Valley. Invalid in the first sector. You can see that because there's not a single time showing up. Valley only needs to find 1.5 tenths. 36.5 is the time to beat the target time. Let's watch the Hertz team Jota driver. He was still in contention for the championship. Kuismanen and Valley, first and second in the championship. Hertz team Jota, this being the last season of them being in LMP2. Oh, this is very wide. See him having to slow down there to not get an invalidation. I think that's either invalidated his Sector 1 or cost him his lap time. Yes, indeed. Alphonse Valley now back to the pits he goes. Let's go with Minecraft in the meantime. Currently last in LMP2. But having that podium he got last time around at Circuit de la Sarthe, 2.4 hours of Le Mans, it is definitely going to give him a confidence boost that he needs. He's currently P4 in the standings, and Sonnenfeld now improves to P2, 1.2 tenths off pole sitter Jasper Kuismanen, and that is very close between the top 3 drivers in LMP2 at the moment. 4 drivers within 1 second of the leader. As Minecraft runs wide. Kraft having confirmed that he'll race in Season 2 in the LMP2 splits. Yes, you heard that right. There's not going to be... the LMP2 class will not participate in Split 1 anymore. Just simply because of a lack of competition in Hypercar. Therefore, we'll make an ELMS split and basically a WEC split with custom liveries, so everyone has a little bit more freedom when it comes to that in ELMS. With the tracks also arriving soon in the game, as well as the LMP3 class, we definitely will be on for some nice racing, that is for sure. So now Mike Kraft, 7/10 off. 7/10 off Jasper Kuismanen. It's still enough for P4, at least P5. Ahead of Van Ravenstein. A true Dutchman currently in 5th and 6th. The 63 and the 36. That's plenty nice to watch. So, Kraft to the line. He goes. 1.3 seconds off the leading car in his class now. The last middle section did not really help him. It could have been better. Thomas Robertham now joining us in the hypercar class. Now all we are waiting for is Reese Weber in the number 6 Porsche. Let's hope he'll show up on time. Robertham unfortunately will have to leave us midway through the race again. That is the problem if you have an F1 league. This entire event is crossing with. It's very sad about that, but he will likely be racing in Season 2 even more. So now Kraft to the line, the hypercars coming on to the fast lane, if I'm seeing that correctly. Yes, that up in first is, I think, Thomas Robertham. So let's see who's going to clinch pole here. Jasper Kuismanen, invalid lap. Can he make it to the line? No, he cannot. Alphonse Verlin is up. He just now needs to hold this lap together to beat Jasper Kuismanen through pole position. Currently the gap is 0.003 of a second. Alphonse Verlin now around the final corner, turn 15, flatter than LMP2 prototype. Is he going to be able to get this done to wrap it up? Alphonse Verlin crosses the line in a couple of seconds. It's a 1:36.1 and he gets pole by 0.4 of a second. What about Guy Zonfeld? Nothing in the pits. Jack Van Laren and Jasper Kuismanen, the only two drivers. And Jasper Kuismanen, not invalid in fact, just wasn't at the first sector, but it doesn't seem like it's enough at the moment. He's 0.2 in, and that is the rear of the Prema car gone. And I think that's both Prema cars done and dusted. And what a shame that is. As now Kuismanen into the pit lane he comes. Let's watch. The number 2 Cadillac, which is so. As said, there are still some drivers missing in the hypercar category, only 5 here currently. Which gives you a little flashback of the 2023 season. I've said it over and over again. Cannot wait to see more hypercars, including the Aston Martin Valkyrie, on track for next season. And pretty big names in the community are joining as well. As it stands now, let's watch Ashton O'Donnell. Ashton O'Donnell. In the number 2 Cadillac, the blue nose car. Usually a friend of the 499P, he said, not the V Series R, and that is why the car is so hard to control on the brakes. It's a beast on the brakes, but it can definitely put up some insane lap times, some insane momentum this car has. And obviously even more insane noise. The brutality of this V8 engine is insane too. When I started watching WEC, when I started watching WEC again, after not watching the sports in 2021 and 2022 due to Toyota domination, in 2023 this car was definitely one of my favorites. People call it the most NASCAR sounding car outside of NASCAR for a reason now. Robert Ham will cross the line. Question is his lap valid? Robert Ham in the 94 Peugeot. Cross the line at 35.4. O'Donnell with a 134.7. Norbert Precker with a 133.9. And that is the Cadillac effect, as it's more than often referred to. Mohamed Colombo sitting in the pits. Michael Doley, invalid lap time for the Toyota driver. You should see the number 6 Porsche coming. At the moment though, no reaction from Reese Weber. Michael Dole, not the best of first sector, 17th down in sector 1 for the Toyota hypercar. Now Robert Ham to the top with a 132.8. That is the effect of, well, properly tires that have a proper temperature. Norbert Precker now just barely off Robert Ham. Oh, never mind. Yeah, just barely off Robert Ham in that middle section and that last sector. The first sector is where he is missing time, and he just improved by 0.5 there. O'Donnell also improving in sector 1. Michael Dole, one of these drivers as well. Now the tires are getting up to temperature. And this is actually a pretty close battle for P1, because Omar Ali, championship leader, who was so dominant throughout the entire season and would have probably taken pole again. He's not racing this time around. Very wide there for the Toyota, that will not help him. Let's watch. Although being able to improve to second 6/10 of Robert Ham, who hasn't improved on that last lap, and still not really getting up there. This might be the first pole position that doesn't go to a Toyota or Porsche, as I'm pretty sure Omar Ali has taken every single pole position this season other than against Niklas Ulrich in race 1 of the season. This, don't get confused, it's not a Porsche GT3R. This is the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar of Thomas Robert Ham, but he cannot find what he needs at the moment. Ashton O'Donnell now quickest overall in sector 1, but the second sector is where the Cadillac struggles, all of these hard braking zones. This is where O'Donnell now does seemingly need to find his time. Last sector over the line at 33.5. It's getting closer and closer, most definitely. And Colomba starting from the back of the hypercar grid. Ashton O'Donnell finding time in sector 1. What about Robert Ham? He's also finding time, but O'Donnell just finds that tiny bit. Or does he? I think he finds a tiny bit less. Robert Ham with a mega first sector, 2/10 up. On the best sector overall. But the middle sector, 1/10 down. It still might be enough to improve his time. What about O'Donnell? 7/10. This is where the Cadillac falls victim to these terrible brakes. Or not terrible, just really hard to handle them. Robert Ham into the lane. Now what is O'Donnell gonna do? Is it enough for improvement? Hardly. 33.9, still needs to find a tiny bit of time. 5 minutes to go. Norbert Precker in the 51 Ferrari has had a mega first sector. Norbert Precker taking the win in Monza. 5/10 down on Robert Ham in that second sector. Robert Ham, extraordinary middle sector there from him. Don't worry, for the race we're going to see the Ferrari 499P and the Peugeot 9X8. Yes, he is Ashton. He often refers to himself as Ashton Hall. He also looks like Ashton Hall, I heard. But still no sign of life from the number 6 Porsche of Reese Weber, who has ticked attendance. unfortunately. So now currently we can only have 2 cars to spectate because they are the only ones with a loaded model. So while we're at it, let's go on board with number 2 Cadillac of Arsenal. More lap down into 3rd gear for turn 1 if you take that in 4th, and now there where the Cadillac gets unstable in these type of corners. Shout out a controller player. Having to kind of toy with the brakes a little bit to keep the car under control. According to he will be on the steering wheel soon, so definitely do hope that for him, because that doesn't look quite fun to drive. I think this is one of the corners where he loses the most time, seeing the way he had to take that exit, and now 7/10 down. Doesn't help him at all. Now, I don't know, across the line, but I don't think that anyone can challenge Roland Doyle in the pits. Don't know now. And I will try everything he's got. Same goes for Norbert Pracker, but it's all looking like Thomas Robertham will put it on pole. That's awfully wide for the Peugeot. Let's hope that wasn't an invalid time. Otherwise, we'll probably see him pulling to the side of the road to abort that lap attempt. But now Robertham currently up in this sector through is where he gains the most. He's got the most control over his car, the most trust in this Peugeot, it seems. So he'll love the 9X8 with the rear ring he'll be able to drive next season. So that is Robertham in the pits, and I think this is qualifying done and dusted. Thomas Robertham takes pole position from Ashton O'Donnell, ahead of Norbert Pracker, and Michael Dolly. Mohamed Colombo will start in 5th place, and Cameron Thompson has just joined us. So let's have a look at the starting order Currently, pole position, Thomas Robert Ham in the number 94 Porsche ahead of Ashton O'Donnell. Front row without Porsche and Ferrari. Who would have thought that? Norbert Precker in P3 ahead of Michael Doyle in P4. P5 will go to Mohamed Colombo. Don't get confused. But Alphonse Valley leads Jasper Kuismanen for the LMP2 class. Then Guy Sonnenfeld and Jane van Ravenstein, the two Alpines, lock up the second row in LMP2. Then Dimitri Baudet and Mike Kraft in the LMP2 cars in P9 and 10. Then Isaac Busby leads the LMGT3 field ahead of Corey Jason and Edward Penner, as well as Alderic St. Jules right alongside him. The ginormous GT3 field features Conor Barry and Ben Morris Hodges in the number 31 and 77 BMW and Mustang. Then Senna Dijkstra in the number 95 McLaren, Lucas Muzik in the number 85 Iron Danes Lamborghini, then Emilio Pekaric in the number 27, the Heart of Racing Aston, and Jade Whitfield in the number 88 Mustang, Andrew Taylor in the 81 Corvette, and TJ Rumble in the number 59 McLaren. Then Mohamed Colombo at the back of the Hypercar grid, and Jack Van Leeuwen as well as Cameron Thompson at the back of the LMP2 field, with Palacus Jr. being the last driver who had to rejoin, unfortunately, due to a disconnect, completing our 26 car field for today. So, well, what a wrap that was. Make yourself ready for the start. Formation lap has started, is what the in-game... Well, apologies, is what the in-game race director has to say. And for the first time ever, it's a Peugeot leading them. Peugeot of Thomas Robert Ham, the 94 car ahead of the number 2. Then the number 51 and the number 8, number 50 lining up behind them. He'll have to start with the LMP2s in the back. Alphonse Valley leads the LMP2 prototype field ahead of all of the GT3s. The penultimate round on the season. It could be a championship decider in LMP2 and LMGT3. But for now, let's set our eyes on the hypercars, as Thomas Robert Ham is gonna lead them as soon as the lights turn green, and we go. Robert Ham with a good start there. O'Donnell trying to get alongside already. He's gonna have the outside line going into turn 1. Robert Ham stays ahead of Ashton O'Donnell. There's all of them going off wide there. Norbert Precker already getting through. Mohamed Colombo already up into P3. The number 50 and 51A, of course, cars now into P2 and 3. Let's look at the back. Jasper Kuismanen and Alphonse Valley. There's Guy Sonnenfeld and Jake Van Ravenstein on the inside. Van Ravenstein making it 3 wide in the LMP2 class down the back straight. Alphonse Valley sticking his nose ahead. Lock up there from Jake Van Ravenstein. Maybe both Alpines can go through. Jasper Kuismanen getting punted there, and it's an Alpine 1-2 here in LMP2. Mike Kraft in the mix as well, trying to get alongside Alphonse Valley. Now around the outside, Mike Kraft, and I think he's done enough. Now there's Cameron Thompson, who's trying to get in the mix as well, and Jasper Kuismanen all the way in the back of the LMP2 class. And that is a horrible start for our 2 championship contenders. And a beautiful start for the 2 Alpines, Jane Van Ravenstein and Guy Sonnenfeld in first and second. Looking at the LMGT3 class, Isaac Busby has already 1.7 seconds off a gap. Let's have a look at the tower. Ahead of Edward Penner now. And Conor Barry, Lucas Muzik in that mix as well. And there's Alderic St. Jules, the 78 Lexus. Luckily hitting no one in the process of spinning. Michael Doyle already lap 1 DNF. Ben Morris Hodges has only been in a collision, as well as Palacus Jr. And Cameron Thompson, who's without a rear wing. And that is a big one! That is a big one. 2 LMP2 prototype cars. Cameron Thompson standing in the middle of the road there, and Jack Van Leeuwen going right into the back. That is horrible for Prema. What a chaotic start here in Portimao. And Dimitri Baudet also getting caught up in the LMGT3 field. So, This is the 5-0 lead right now. Sonnenfeld, Van Ravenstein and Kraft, the two Alpines, going wheel to wheel. How much should they fight here in LMP2? So now they go flying in double file, Velling around the outside of Kraft. Alphonse Velling trying to get ahead and trying to gain as much points as possible on Jasper Kuismanen. The Alpine still in double file, wheel to wheel. Now there's Mike Kraft in the mix as well. Goes down the inside on Jaden Van Ravenstein. Van Ravenstein is going to have the long way. Now he's going to have the inside line. Alphonse Velling is still trying to stay ahead of Jasper Kuismanen. And that is a very, very close battle here in Portugal with these LMP2 drivers. 5 Guy Sonnenfeld out in front. Can he get another victory done for Alpine and potentially get third or maybe even first from last in the constructors? A 1-2 would certainly help them. Now Mike Kraft has gone ahead of Jaden Van Ravenstein, Alphonse Velling and Jasper Kuismanen sneaking in behind. Mike Kraft tries to cover off Jaden Van Ravenstein. Van Ravenstein is having none of it. He's going to try to go down the inside of Mike Kraft. Mike Kraft braked a little bit later and just inches ahead of Van Ravenstein as now Velling and Kuismanen side by side. Kuismanen late on the brakes on Alphonse Velling. Alphonse Velling is going to have to slot in behind the Prema car, and that is a crucial move for Jasper Kuismanen. What he needs is him to finish first, and Alphonse Velling not finishing higher than P4. Dimitri Baudet is currently making his way through the GT3 field. He's got only 2 more to go. Baudet now will go past the Lexus of Corey Jason and will catch Isaac Busby a little bit later on. Goes wide there on the exit, but Jason cannot add that at all. We now have a fight for the overall lead. Mohamed Colombo against Thomas Robertham. This is the fight for P1 on the road. Mohamed Colombo, who started this race in last. Well, not really that hard if you only got 5 prototype hypercars. Robertham moving all the way, trying to break the toe. Going back onto the ID line. You can switch the line twice. Colombo flashing lights in the number 50A, of course, car. Robertham lock up there from Thomas Robertham, and he's feeling the pressure. He's very, very much feeling the pressure as they now approach the McLaren of Zenit Extra, who is... Oh no, that's the other McLaren of TJ Rumble. Jake Van Leeuwen has managed to go into the pit lane and continue this race for Prema. It's now Colombo and Robertham both pass the GT3. Robertham flashing his lights a little bit. Usually indicates that he doesn't want to fight. The dark red number 51, A of course Ferrari. Number 50, A of course Ferrari. He's right on his rear, and I heard from Colombo that we'll see him in that very car, maybe in the 83. Once season 2 rolls around the outside. Now Colombo on Robertham. Robertham gives him half a car's width. But everything should be still under control. Now Robertham goes sliding, and now they're going to go side by side in double file through the final corner. Colombo backs out. He knows this is not a place to overtake. Another Peugeot is going to have the advantage over Mohamed Colombo. Thomas Robertham having no rearing allows him to go way, way quicker on down the straight. Now both of them lock up and Colombo goes wide. Now Robertham has a little buffer of about 1.2 seconds. Let's go back to LMP2. Jasper Kuismanen leading Alphonse Velling. Actually not leading. Leading is Guy Sonnenfeld, who's already 5.3 seconds ahead of the bunch. Jasper Kuismanen and Alphonse Velling have got past Jaden Van Ravenstein and Mike Kraft, still sitting in P4 and P5. Jake Van Leeuwen trying to finish this race. They need every point they can get. Double DNF for the McLarens. That is not going to help them in the fight of the World Constructors Championship. Surely, let's look at LMGT3. Corey Jason actually catching up to Isaac Busby. We have seen the two of them fight it out at Circuit de la South, but this is another little battle that is approaching. Lucas Muzik behind his teammate Edward Penner. Edward Penner fighting for the championship at the moment. Lucas Muzik, he seemed like a quicker driver last time around, but maybe they should work together, the two Lamborghinis, and try to get either of them ahead of the BMW so they can slow him down. Don't forget, Lexus pretty much has that constructor's title sealed up. But all they need at the moment is to get ahead of BMW to clinch second for Lamborghini. And the BMW up in front. There, what was that? Conor Barry in the number 31 car. On his debut, some nice performances. The 31 has definitely needed that after Theodore Anderson's brake issues, which unfortunately didn't allow him to compete in the rest of the season. GT3 Evo now. I don't blame them, they use the 2024 version here because, well, it's the Evo, it's a better car to drive. And definitely give BMW just a tiny advantage they need. To be fair, don't forget, the Lamborghini Huracan is already the Evo 2, being replaced by the Temerario. Soon enough, I cannot wait to see that in-game here. Let's hope they'll compete in an FIA series. Now Robert Ham is feeling the pressure again from Mohamed Colombo, and I think that is a GT3. That is Alderic St. who's leaving a lot of space, doesn't want to get into the way of the two leaders. If you're in the position of a GT3 here, that's the last thing you want to do. Colombo tries to go around the outside, but the line Robert Ham can go is just so much better. Up there we see Palakis Jr., the 82 Corvette, and Jess Whitfield, the number 88 Mustang. An American driver in an American car, and that car being a Mustang. How much more American can this get? He was, by the way, for the records, he was the number 92 Porsche. Now Mohamed Colombo might have gotten a better exit here down the second, well, I would say DRS straight, but we don't have that DRS. Colombo trying to make a move on Thomas Robert Ham. Robert Ham down the inside, and there's collision, contact between Robert Ham and Pelkis Jr. Luckily, no major damage. Robert Ham flashing lights, letting him know what you're doing there, but I think this might have even been Thomas Robert Ham, because it was a very, very ambitious set, but luckily for him, he stayed in front. Same can be said about Palakis Jr., who's still in front of Jess Whitfield. Wow, and this is probably the worst timing ever for a toilet break. Yes, Colombo still needs to serve that drive-through penalty. The problem is, it's nowhere stated when he needs to serve it. So he could serve it at any given time. Arvid Lundberg is not racing. No, I don't have confirmation he is. He might be. No, Thomas Robert Ham still managing to hold on to this. Maybe should take eyes upon this little battle. He's on a belt, looking like he's got a bit of pace. Minecraft DNF, we've heard about real issues, and Jake Malaren is now 2 laps behind everybody. Not only his class, but also the GT3 cars, because of that big damage he had to repair. Jasper Kuismanen now approaching. Prema, it looks tempting to just use Jake to hold up both LMP2s, but he's gonna have to let him go, and that will definitely be a pen for Jake Van Laren. Just moving onto the ideal line while the car of Alphonse Valley is approaching. That will definitely be a pen for Prema. Andrew Taylor now, next car to get lapped in LMGT3, 13 seconds up until the next car. So they have a little bit of clean air, and Alphonse Valley is definitely going to try to close that cab. Andrew Taylor almost into the back. Possibly be the worst thing that can happen to you. Now Robert Ham goes wide, but there's a BMW 3 wide. The two hypercars getting out of the BMW. A bit of interesting contact model here. This is not Formula 1. You would think. A bit of a running gag, the Formula 1 contact model, but now Colombo is that much closer to Thomas Robert Ham. Has he gotten the straight line speed advantage? Thomas Robert Ham, he's going to be on the inside line, Colombo on the outside line. Colombo doesn't go for it, but Robert Ham goes wide, and this could now be the finishing move for Mohamed Colombo to try to get ahead of Thomas Robert Ham. Robert Ham leaves him the space and lets him go, but now he'll be able to try to fight back against Mohamed Colombo. They have a nice little fight here right now, and they are definitely gapping the other two hypercars right behind them. Currently now on the rear of Corey Jason. Leading to a hypercar. Oh, and that didn't help Mohamed Colombo the slightest. It's that much better when you are with the when you're letting the experienced leading three drivers, because they won't try to change the line to let you through. It's all nice and great that you try to let the faster car through, but it's just not what the rules want you to do. This is how you properly let a hypercar overtake you. Just respect where they are, and just let them do the overtaking. Robert Ham now falling off a little bit off the rear of Mohamed Colombo. Mohamed Colombo definitely getting a bit luckier with traffic there, but Colombo now goes wide. Robert Ham, that much more straight line speed. Look how much more straight line speed that Peugeot has. The gap now down from 1 second to 5 tenths, and now Robert Ham is right back on the rear of Mohamed Colombo. Very, very close between these two, and it's very fun to watch, most definitely. Robert Ham now, oh, that wasn't the best of exits. He could have gotten there, and I think Mohamed Colombo will have a slight advantage. I'll be running to the toilet, because now they have no traffic coming up ahead. I'll be right back. So I'm back. Robert Ham still in the chase of Mohamed Colombo. Currently going way quicker than the likes of Norbert Cracker and Schneider. He's on field still leading in LMP2. And Alphonse Valley has just gotten past Jasper Kuismanen with an unfortunate toilet break. But there's now the Iron Dames Lamborghini coming up. And I don't think that's going to play in the cards of Alphonse Valley. So he's going to have to go a long way around Jasper Kuismanen. Maybe even worse for him, the Lamborghini, but I think both of them have lost the time equally, roughly equally. Kuismanen with a much tighter line there. This is maybe not the line to go here. So now the LMGT3s on this straight, they should gap him in the LMP2 prototypes. Velin is passed and Kuismanen is passed as well. But Kuismanen goes very wide, and I think Velin has a little bit more control in the car at this stage of the race. And Jack Malaren just DNF in the pit lane. I cannot blame him. He was over 3 seconds down, but we have a lot of DNFs here in these opening stages of the race. So now Barrymore Hodges cutting some grass. In LMGT3. Andrew Taylor a bit off, and there's Jess Whitfield and Palacus Jr. and they're making a little bit of contact, getting up close and personal. Two American cars. There's no secret that Ford and Corvette are not the best of friends. Now Palacus Jr. is going to have the run down. Jess Whitfield is ahead, I think. This is the fight for 1 point. Don't forget, Corvette still needing that point, and Corvette only being 2 points off Ford Mustang. No, 1 point off Mustang. The Mustangs. This is a fight for constructors placement between the two of them. Palacus Jr. around the outside gets ahead of Jess Whitfield. Isaac Busby still 1.4 seconds ahead of Corey Jason. It's still a decent margin, and that's the LMP2 leader that is lapping them. He's on a Feld, who's already 7 seconds ahead of the bunch. And Thomas Robertham is now on the inside of Mohamed Colombo. Mohamed Colombo is going to try for the switchback. This gives me strong round 1 vibes with a small hypercar grid and a lot of fighting in these early stages of the race as we almost reach the 60-minute mark. Next season, the races will be also only 60 minutes long. And once Robertham has to park the car and call it a day, it's going to be a long and boring race for Mohamed Colombo. Now Robertham is going to have to try to go a long way around on Mohamed Colombo. Mohamed Colombo secures the inside line. Robertham still trying to think about a move. They're on the inside now. And there is a GT3 coming up. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Robertham, he's going to pull the switch back. Great move there from Thomas Robertham. And this allows him a much better exit. Now Robertham up to the inside. He goes on Mohamed Colombo. Way later on the brakes. And he's just completely outbraked himself there. But he's able to stay right with the Ferrari. Norbert Cracker is gaining at the moment. He's gaining a lot. Could maybe see a 3-way fight for the win. But it will definitely be some big points for Ferrari. This Alphonse Valley is slowly but surely building the gap to Jasper Kuismanen. It's going to be a 1 versus 1 for Hertz Team Jota against Prema. 3 points would be... actually 4 points would be the gain from Valley to Kuismanen, which would reduce the championship to 1 singular point coming into Sebring, which will be our final round of this season. Then we'll have a 2-week break. Yes, indeed. GT3 BMW doing very good, and Mauro. And you will get all the points that Busby scores. And right now, I think, no, not quite. Busby would have to outscore Penna by 14 points, but you'll be still in the championship lead and expanding that to even more. Ericsson and Jules just needs to get past the Aston Martin of Emilio Pekaric. Now Robert Ham on the inside there of Colombo. Lead on the brakes, goes off the grass there. That did not help him at all. Now he has to slot back in behind. And while all of this is happening, Cracker is closing in on these two. Gap only being 4.8 seconds. Large approach or second round of LMGT3 traffic. Beautiful switchback there by Mohamed Colombo. Beautifully executed on Thomas Robertham. Thomas Robertham now up the inside of that number 50A, of course, Ferrari car. I could suspect that Colombo is lifting coasting a little bit looking at this. Yes, indeed. Now they're going side by side. Colombo now has got a little bit better of a run there. Robertham and Colombo side by side. Some beautiful racing in between these two hypercar drivers. But now there's the Iron Dames Lamborghini of Lucas Mutzik, who's getting in the way of these two to the inside line. This is the way GT3 wants to be, because this is the ideal line through a corner, and for the hypercars it's just, for everyone it's just better if the hypercar just takes a long way around. In these high-speed corners you got more grip. Just better if the GT3 sticks to its line there. The hypercar just takes a long, or the LMP2 just takes a long way around on these drivers. And that did not have Mohamed Colombo, because Robertham could take a much tighter line there, and he's going to have a way better run down the main straight. Is it enough there for Thomas Robertham? Norbert Precker only 4 seconds behind. You can see the number 51 Ferrari in the back there. Might just be some tactical defending from Mohamed Colombo. Trying to give Norbert Precker a chance to get potentially a Ferrari 1-2 here. Colombo now defends the inside line once again. Robertham side by side through this fast section. This is where they lose the most time. Robertham is going to have to try again. Mohamed Colombo is just playing the old cat and mouse game. Robertham now will try it down the inside, and there's a little bit of contact between the two of them. I think both of them kept it on the road. A little wheel banging. The grip levels are getting low. There's Norbert Precker approaching. 2 seconds being the gap right now between Norbert Precker and Thomas Robertham. And we'll have a three-way fight soon for the lead of this race. With Norbert Precker joining the fun. Robertham a little bit slippery there for him. There, Norbert Precker is now in that train as well. Get to next driver. He's even closer to Robertham than Robertham is to Colombo, but Robertham will now have the advantage because of that, well, that missing rear wing on that Peugeot. Not as much drag. Just looks a little bit naked, but I find it so sexy. You can't tell me what you want. This is not the most creative of liveries. I do like the one with a splash of color, just that little bit more. But I can also cannot wait for the Peugeot that has a rear wing to arrive. But I also cannot wait for Sebring next week. Definitely make sure to check that out. It's such a beautiful track for multi-class racing. We now have another yellow flag, another track, and now way much closer to Thomas Robertham. And they approach now the rear wing of Corey Jason. And if you look out of this perspective, they are also approaching the LMP2 leader. Those, don't get mistaken, those are not drops of rain. Let's see him coming up the inside. There's Robertham and there's Precker. Look how close they are to each other. Now they're lapping the GT3 leader. Now they are lapping the LMP2 prototype cars as well. Jamin Ravenstein now behind Dimitri Baudet. He's not too far up the road. There you can see him, the United Autosports car. Got a little bit of free, clean air up in front. Alphonse Valley now closing in on Guy Sonnefeld. This is definitely not over. This three-way fight for the win in LMP2. James Van Ravenstein almost beats the car off the road there. This is one of the few sections where the LMP2 cars are actually quite similar, maybe even a little bit faster than the hypercars. Next season we'll return to Portimao as well, but not with the hypercar class, but instead with the GT3 and LMP2 split. So now Jamin Ravenstein locks up. Now gets in the way of Norbert Precker. Precker down the inside of the LMP2 prototype. Ravenstein struggling a lot, it seems. Robertham now down the inside, having to cut a little off curb there to get ahead of the number 81 Corvette. One, two, three hypercars fly by. Ferrari, Peugeot, Ferrari. Robertham on the rear ring of Colombo and Norbert Precker on the on the rear of Thomas Robertham. We may not have a lot of hypercars here, but it's definitely a close fight. That is for sure. Jamin Ravenstein DNF as well. Half the LMP2 grid has DNF'd. Definitely not a good crowd, but Robertham now on the inside of Colombo. Colombo getting caught up there behind the Peugeot. The Peugeot now leads the two Ferrari cars. Ben Morris Hodges has just gotten himself into a fight with Andrew Taylor. And again, we have Corvette against Mustang. We have two of these battles. First of which is entering turn 1. Second of which is just entering the main straight. Let's go back. Robertham now into the pit lane he comes. Is it because he's got no energy left, or is it because he is gonna retire the car? I think it actually is a pit stop. He has got 30% less virtual energy. This is a mega undercut. Oh no, that is the end to Thomas Robert Ham's race. Unfortunately, he couldn't. We said it already, he couldn't go up until the end. It just hurts to see that. Let's have a look at LMGT3. We got Pelicans Jr. against Jay Sweetfield. They are not 7 and 8 right. I mean, they are 7 and 8 right now, but Lucas Muzik here has been in the pits already. Alexander Jules is still trying to find a way past Emilio Pekaric. It's not too far up the road, the Aston Martin. Aston Martin needing some crucial points. Oops, this weekend. It's going to be a long 60 minutes. We still got up ahead of us. Mustang of Whitfield. Whitfield has gotten a much better run out of turn 14, but turn 15 is gone a little bit too wide. There's an LMP2 on the inside, not the best of access for Junior Greek as well. And now Whitfield is going to have to try to make the best use he can out of that straight line speed. The Mustang pretty quick in a straight line. He was going to be brave on the brakes. It looks like Whitfield, they come together again. And this time Junior Greek goes off the road in the 82 car. Stays ahead of the Mustang. But they're definitely not taking it easy. They're fighting with everything they got there. It's the normal cracker ahead of Mohamed Colombo. Colombo has been in the pit lane. Now Corey Jason has caught up to Isaac Busby. Busby and Jason. This might be... We could see these two in the BMWs together next season. Probably. Taylor getting out of the way, Ben Morris Hodges getting out of the way. They still got a little fight on their own. These are the class leaders slapping them. Now Jason is gonna try to go for it on Busby. Let's see who's gonna have the inside. The better line, the inside line is going to go to Corey Jason, but which line is better here? A little bit tighter there for Isaac must be better. I think Jason has just gotten that better run now, and he's going to have to slipstream. Next is up behind that BMW. It's definitely going to be a struggle for Corey Jason to try and find a way past this big bulky BMW. Is he going to go to the inside? Oh, he almost goes into the rear of him and has to take avoiding action there with a little snap to the right. Of LMP2 lapping them, Guy Sonnenfeld. And Alphonse Velling is not too far behind, and neither is Jasper Kuismanen. These three are separated by 6 seconds. Or 7 seconds. 3.5 between each of them. Let's just leave this out the way. Oh, sorry. Little allergy. Kuismanen not too lucky with the traffic. Still caught up behind that Lexus and not finding a way past. See him there in the back. Kind of punting his way past. You can see to the left there. We're getting very, very untraffic with traffic there, Jasper Kuismanen, which loses him almost 6-7 seconds. Now it's BMW against Lexus for another round. Can't really find a way past there. Every time Corey Jason seems to get close, still missing that just a little bit. There goes the Ferrari of Norbert Cracker. That is your race leader, ladies and gentlemen. Mohamed Colombo still has been in the pits. Oh, there's contact between Alphonse Valley and Pelagos Jr. while lapping. That was the perfect moment to switch over. And that is definitely not going to play into Vallon's cards here. As he tries to lap the 82 Corvettes. He loses time. I lost about 3 seconds there. Ooh. I think that was just another desync. Let's try to look at the battle between Pelagos Jr. and Jasper Field. As Neil Pekarik is in the pit lane, Ben Morris Hodges and Andrew Taylor having a little fight of their own going by now. Ben Morris Hodges still ahead of Andrew Taylor. He's found a little bit of pace, but he doesn't like the Corvette either way. Looking at Alphonse Valley and Jasper Kuismanen, only 2.1 seconds separating the two of them. Now it's 1.9, I think. Alphonse Valley might have some damage here. Caught himself. He caught his pace again. Into the pit lane. Jasper Kuismanen. Into the pit lane goes Alphonse Valley. Guy Zonfeld able to stay out for one more lap. He's gonna get the jump in the pits. Connor Barry, the 31 BMW retirement. Which makes 8 retirements. Wow, that's a lot. Halfway into this race. Let's have a look at this. Currently Norbert Precker leading from Mohamed Colombo and Ashton O'Donnell. Only 3 hypercars remaining, as well as 4 other P2 prototypes. Guy Zonfeld, Jasper Kuismanen, Alphonse Valley and Dimitri Baudet. Then Isaac Busby leads Corey, Jason and Edward Penner in LMGP3. Aldrich St. Schultz, Jess Whitfield, Pelagos Jr. and Lucas Muzik, Ben Morris Hodges, Andrew Taylor, Emilio Pekarik and Conor Barry. And Emilio Pekarik completing the GT3 field that is now consists of only 10 drivers. Still on track. Then we already lost Conor Barry, Thomas Robingham, Jaden Van Ravenstein, Jake Van Leer, Mike Kraft, TJ Rumble, Zenit Dijkstra, Cameron Thompson, and Michael Dahl. Definitely one of the weaker races we've had this season. Zonfeld now in the pit lane. Dimitri Baudet. Gonna be here at Alphonse Valley. Has had some damages that needed repairs. It's now come out 23 seconds behind Jasper Kuismanen. So unless Jasper Kuismanen gets into any incidents, it's looking like after the multi-class incident he had, Jasper Kuismanen is going to extend his and premise lead over Hertz Team Jota. Not about only 2 points, but every point counts in this battle. Keep in mind, Alphonse Valley will get that 1 point because of qualifying. Which can make an impact, definitely. but we're only halfway there, so we'll see how this is going to play out. Guy Zonfeld still leads in LMP2. 11 seconds ahead of Jasper Kuismanen. Dimitri Baudet will surely come up behind Alphonse Valley. Is currently working on making that gap smaller and smaller. Just looking at the fastest man on track in LMP2 right now. At the pit stops, everyone had the top 3 in Hypercar actually had 0 stops. So Hypercar has had problems rather than a stop. GT3, Lucas Mutzi getting lapped. Keep in mind he's got 1 stop. He's already a stop there up on them, on the 2 leaders. It's looking like Isaac Busby is just doing enough to keep Corey Jason at bay. Corey Jason now with the undercut on Isaac Busby into the pit lane. So Alphonse Valley is still 24 seconds behind Jasper Kuismanen. Just catch a lot of time. He still has the fast lap, which is not going to give him points, but his pole position will award him 1 extra point. After they changed the LMGT3 graphics to green. I thought they would. They also changed in the new season. Not gonna question it. And Morris Hodges kissing the wall there. Might be unable to move for the Mustang. That car is standing in the pit lane now. She's up with only 15 cars on track. Portimao is definitely not an easy circuit and it's claiming its victims. Bit by bit. Isaac must be in the pit lane. Coming out now. Edward Penner. On the leader's lap as well. As well as Aldrich St. Jules ahead of his teammate Corey Jason. Corey Jason has pitted, Aldrich St. Jules hasn't. Where's Isaac Busby gonna come out? It's a mega overcut from Isaac Busby. Over 12 seconds ahead of the Lexus. Norbert Prack and Ash Nodono in the pits. So we got 35 minutes remaining in this race. 2/3 done, one more to go. And it's Colombo. That's Colombo. Saved up tons of energy. Now ahead of Alphonse Berlin. Through the pit lane he goes. Possibly a drive-through penalty. For the penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That gives the lead to Corey Jason. Whitfield now in the pit lane currently is running P3 for Ford. How to call them Fords and not Mustangs. Which gives P3 to Aldrich St. Jules, which could be a mega result for Lexus. We're currently running first and third right now. Now in the pit lane. He's gonna have to fuel that much less than Norbert Prack, and I think Pracker might be on a new set of tires as well. Definitely gonna get past O'Donnell. Is he gonna get past Pracker? And now on to the start, finish straight, and Colombo still in the air. Now going. It's got a long way. I think he definitely gained on the stop there. But how much is it? Oh, actually maybe not. He did not gain on the stop. Mohamed Colombo. Let's look at it. Now that's the lead on LMP2, Guy Sonnefeld. Gonna go past for now. Colombo might have taken the tires. Yes, he definitely did. that means Zonneveld will have a little bit more grip despite being in a lower class than him. As it stands. Edward Penner currently closing in on the legs of Eldrick and Jules. So, looking at the cars who would score points in hypercar, obviously Norbert Becker, Mohamed Kalamat, Ashton O'Donnell with 15, with 15, 12 and 10 points, 1 point to Thomas Robert Ham for clinging pole position. Then in LP2 Keith Sonnefeld with 15, Jasper Kuismanen with what? Edward Penner. Can't possibly tell me that this is a bug right now. Where is Edward Penner? In the pit lane. Is this a disconnect for the number 60 Iron Lynx Lamborghini? Oh no. Not bad luck for Edward Penner. No, he wasn't in a championship fight. And Dimitri Baudet with 8 points. Alphonse Velling will get 11 points. That's just because Kuismanen will get 12 points for second place. Alphonse Velling with that pole position, 11 points. All looking like Edward Penner is in the pit. Has retired in the pit lane. That is so unfortunate. Game not really playing to our cards either today. No real fighting going on track fighting. It's everyone kind of driving for himself at the moment. So let's just go on board with a current GT3 leader. Actually, let's use this camera instead. While we're flying by, let's go on board with Ashton O'Donnell. Number 2 V-Series R Cadillac. Still hunting for second place in Hypercar. Could be a little bit difficult. Looking at time balls right now, just for Kuismanen definitely starting to get the pace a little bit. Let's go on board with him. Might be a little bit more interesting. Seeing how he fights his way through the traffic. So, Jasper Kuismanen still on his way. In the meantime, we lost Emilio Pekaric, and I think this is definitely interesting inside with half the grid. Yeah, look at this yourself. Half the grid has not managed to finish this race. That's how challenging this circuit can be. This is how challenging this circuit truly is. We only got 20 more minutes left. I think it's almost everything done and settled now. Colombo over 20 seconds down on his teammate. It's looking like a 1-2 for Ferrari, which will definitely secure them the second spot in the standings. So Porsche Penske Motorsport have already won. This rather, of course, this is now all about just finishing the last 2 races of the season and then just going and leaving this behind to finally focus on a bigger grid of hypercars and GT3 grids. Because this is what we, as well as the drivers, all want to see. And Albert Penner is back out on track. Not too sure what happened to him there, but he's currently running in 6th place. He could catch on retaining with the pace he's going at the moment. So he might actually manage this to do this. Lucas Mutig still in the hand of Corey Jasner. Lucas Mutig being a lap down, but he's showing some promising pace once again. Up there with Aldrich and Jules pace-wise. It's a shame he just gets unlucky with the drive-through penalties and so on every time. Because the Lamborghini driver seemingly does have some great GT3 pace. We'd love to see him compete with us here in Split 1 again. Now in the starting stages of this race, where everything is sort of settled as no other now. Going possibly from the side of tire, trying to clinch the fastest lap. Not too sure what that would do. Now the last 15 minutes he has to go through to, well, get his P3 and some points for Cadillac. Now going wide, having through this GT3 traffic, and Ashno actually come up behind some LMP2 cars here. He's definitely going to be able to catch up with the pace he's going at the moment quite easily. It's absolutely did not help him. So other than that, I don't think we have any on-track battle at the moment. Edward Penner might catch Andrew Taylor on the last lap. This is the battle for P6. So, last 10 minutes have arrived. So Kuismanen closing in on his own foul, but I don't think it will be enough. He's going to say Kuismanen is looking like the fastest driver in LMP2 at the moment. He is on about just doing no mistakes and leading this race comfortably by 6 seconds. And as long as he doesn't do one big mistake, he should be able to lead this all the way until the end to claim his second win for Alpine this season. Sebring will also be definitely an interesting circuit. Even more challenging maybe than this one. Let's try to get that wheel. Definitely try to get a better attendance in Hypercar LMP2 this time around. GT3 was plenty nice. A lot of drivers were struggling in these conditions on this track. Still only a man in Hypercar mobile tracker. Though Mohammed Colombo is coming closer and closer. Every single lap, the gap mobile tracker has is still far too big to consider Colombo a threat. It's 16 seconds down the road. And in this dying stage, there's no practice even pulling away from Mohammed Colombo now. Yes, the gap is now 19 seconds. Although no, now still up behind that hurts team Joe Alphonse Verdi. Pretty sure he'll get him out of the line. Doesn't matter either way, he'll get the 4 points for third place. Regardless, as we see Alphonse Verdi now lapping Andrew Taylor, getting all close and personal there. Andrew Taylor shouldn't make any mistake, because if he finishes ahead of Edward Penna, he get a bunch of points, which would be plenty nice for Quebec considering Jess Whitfield is up the road and he'll collect even more points for Ford in GT3, which will take the fight for the constructors between these two to the next round, the final round of the season, Zebra. Corey Jason still leads in MGP ahead of Isaac Busby. They're going pretty identical lap times. Around the 46.3 mark, which in these conditions is some solid race pace, definitely. But other than that, I think should maybe lay our eyes on Taylor and Panna. Let's see what this little bread will bring. Just needs to hold Panna behind for the last few laps. Panna has now caught the Corvette. Against Andrew Taylor for P6. It's the closest on-track battle at the moment, so let's just enjoy this some racing in those closing stages. Panna looking like the quicker driver, looking at the fastest lap times, being able to break into the 47s, unlike Andrew Taylor, who's been in the 40 now, in the 49s. And now there might be the chance. The Lamborghini is a quick car on the straight. The Corvette, not so much. But I think Andrew Taylor has just taken a better line than Panna here. Panna now on the inside. Already has that slingshot momentum. And now don't get too close to the rear of the Corvette until you enter the straight. Both go off very wide. Now to drag state, Corvette drag race, Corvette against Lamborghini. It's a V10 against a V8. I think the Lamborghini just might inch ahead. It's 2 more laps to go. A bit later off the brakes for Andrew Taylor. Both of them stay on the road. Panna with a little snap off oversteer into the back, almost off Taylor. The 81 Corvette staying ahead. This is for some juicy points. Lamborghini need these points, but Corvette need these points as well. Especially since at the moment Busby would bring home 13 points and therefore BMW, whereas Lamborghini would bring home nearly 8 points with Lucas Muzik. So that's these 4 points, which would be only 12 points of a loss, would help Edward Panna definitely. But Andrew Taylor, don't forget Ford Mustang. The Ford Mustang is of Jess Whitfield is still in 5th place, which would equal 8 points. And Corvette, only being 1 point off Mustang, could use the 6 points you get for P6. Oh no, what am I? No. This is about 4 points. My bad, this is about 4 points instead of 6. Now Edward Panna a little bit too close to the rear of the Corvette of Andrew Taylor. And I think with that it settles. Taylor can hold on to P6. But I think we'll do one more lap. One more time we go around the circuit. Really, all depends on how much. If Precker is slowing down, I think he could afford that. And just wait it out until the start finish line. But I think he wants to go one more time, one around the circuit. So, the clock has hit 0, but the race will end once this man crosses the line. Though this is the leading car in LMP2, Guy Zonfeld. Jasper Kuismanen now 30 seconds behind Alphonse Vallin. They have to stop both of them. This could be an incredible finish. The Cadillac goes by. Jasper Kuismanen and Alphonse Vallin. Alphonse Vallin goes through on Jasper Kuismanen. Jasper Kuismanen. Miscalculation by 1 lap. This is a huge moment for the Hertz Team Jota. They get back ahead of Jasper Kuismanen and close the gap to Prema if they hold this little advantage together. And this would be too nice if all of those three were the leaders. But now Norbert Precker, he's gonna get past second in LMGT3, and he's gonna get past the leading car in LMP2. Norbert Precker has not been very quick in the opening stages of this race, but consistency, he has shown how to win. Norbert Precker wins, and Guy Zonfeld gets seconds. He gets first in LMP2 here in Portimao. Norbert Precker wins in our hypercar. Mohamed Colombo makes it a 1-2 for Ferrari. Ash O'Donnell will take third place for Cadillac. Whereas Alphonse Vallin, after a lucky late stop, dare I say, gets seconds in LMP2 ahead of Jasper Kuismanen, who's having to stop on the last lap of the race. And locks out our top 3 on the podium. Corey Jason will take victory in LMGT3. Isaac Busby takes second. Eldrick St. Jules makes it a 1-3 for Lexus. They claim the Constructors title. Lexus are your Constructors champions in LMGT3 here in Season 1. Lucas Music will get P4 and limited damage for Lamborghini. Corey Jason on for win here in LMGT3. Ash no, another podium for Cadillac that will get them up to P3. Jess Whitfield clinches, gets 5th place. And these are all the remaining drivers we're waiting for. Andrew Taylor, some big points on the table for Corvette, but he has spun it on the last lap it seems. 3 seconds behind Edward Penner. He crosses the line. Corey Jason wins in LMGT3 for Lexus, and they are the Constructors champions. Who'll be in the lead of the championship? I believe it's the 46 BMW. The little wreck there for Corey Jason and Edward Penner. Lucas Mutzig gets 4th, and is the last car that finishes this race. So, looking at the session result, no, that's the wrong results. Sorry, those are the correct results. So, Norbert Precker does win overall ahead of Mohamed Colombo and Ashton O'Donnell. Then Guy Zonfeld, Alphonse Vallin, and Jasper Kuismanen on the podium in LMP2. Half the LMP2 grid not finishing this one. Corey Jason, Isaac Busby, and Eldrick St. Jules make up your podium in LMGT3. Then Mutzig, Whitfield, Penner, Taylor, and then we lost half our grid with Pekaris, Morris Hodges, Pelkis Jr., Barry, Robert Ham, Van Ravenstein, Van Leere, Kraft, Rumble, Dijkstrak, Thompson, and Doyle all not making it until the line. So, there you have it. Those are your final championship and your final race standings. So, we'll have our interviews once I enter the stage. We get all up and ready. So. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This is the correct one. So, Mike, could you do me a favor and ping it in LMU announcements that we are now... Ping every driver that we are now live with the interviews. Post-race interviews. So for everyone who hasn't seen it now, the post-race interviews are live. And we shall start with LMP2 driver Mike Kraft, who has sadly not made this finish. So Mike, you can come onto the stage now. Ah, there you are. Your mic is muted by that. Okay, Mike, so...
Hello.
Oh, Mike. Not the best of races for you. Had to retire the car after 50 laps. What happened to you?
My wheel just broke again. And I couldn't gear. Yeah, I don't know, it was just black. I
Unfortunately...
mean, it was working for 5 laps.
Yeah, the first couple of laps you had a pretty intense fight with 2 Alpines and Kuismanen and Velin.
Yeah, that was fun.
Once you fix your wheel, do you think you can replicate your podium at Le Mans at the last round of the season at Sebring? Because Sebring is kind of a challenging track. It's a really unique track. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I kind of like it, to be honest. I think I'm one of the only one that actually enjoys to drive it.
Yeah, I expect potentially a lot of drivers. We lost, like today we lost half our 26 driver lobby. Or almost
Wait,
half of it. Yeah, we had a lot of DNFs here in Portugal. A lot of mistakes.
Oh.
It's a really hard track, to be honest.
I don't even know who won.
The winners were Norbert Precker, Guy Zonfeld, and Corey Jason.
Oh.
So,
wow.
do you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay, then thank you for your time. So, next in line, Jaden van Ravenstein. You can come onto the stage now. So, Jaden, what happens to you? You had a brilliant start once again, like in Le Mans, and then everything just kind of fell apart in the next couple of laps. What happened there?
Yeah, my times were not very good. I had a little problem. I think in lap 2, my brake bias, my cable went on my brake bias thing, so it went up to brake bias 56 or something 54. What is very bad on this circuit because I normally have like 50 to 59 on this circuit. And then I drove it 54, and I came later behind it that my tires were dead, my right tires mostly. It was like in lap 4, it was like already on 65 or something. But I fell very behind. And then mid-race, my LMU started glitching. And then my force feedback broke. So...
Yeah, unfortunate race. So you're looking forward to Sebring as well, probably.
Yeah, it's my favorite track on the calendar.
Oh.
I'm not very good at Sebring and Portugal too, but it's one of my favorite tracks.
a lot of Sebring enjoys. I'm not too sure where Alpine are now in the Constructors' Championship, but I think it's kind of close for third place with all of the remaining teams.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. If Sebring will be good for me, but I like the track, so probably a lot of training.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a very good start, I would say, in the first race. I used the fight of P1 and P2 very good, but then I think we went third right, and they had a little incident.
Yeah, it was overall an interesting race for LMP2. So, in case you don't have anything to add, I'd go on to the next driver.
Nah. Yeah.
Okay, next driver, Alphonse Verlin. Also LMP2. The Hertz Team Jota car. So, Alphonse, congratulations on P2. What's happened there that you fell so far back in the first place? I saw you had a little contact there. What happened there between you and the Corvette?
Yeah, I was going around the outside and I think they drifted wide, which caused them to go into me and I got suspension damage from it, so I had to repair,
Yeah,
which cost me like 24 more seconds in the pits.
yeah, but in the end, it all kind of worked out. I don't really know. I have kind of missed if you were in the pit 2 times. In the end,
I was on a one stop,
okay,
finished with 0.3 laps left.
that is some beautiful fuel management there. Not, yeah, Jasper Kuismanen didn't get so lucky and had a pit for one final time, which gave you the P2 in the end. And with your point for pole position, I think that will be a total of 3 points that you gain on him, which now brings the gap down to 4 points between you and him going into the final race of the season. And only a 2-point gap between Jota and Prema. So, how do you feel about Sebring? Do you think you have what it takes to beat Jasper Kuisman there?
I have driven it before, I don't know what his pace is, but if I just sort the final corner out, I think I'll be good.
Yeah, the final corner definitely a very tricky one. It's a very tricky track for LMP2 cars as well because of all the bumps. So it'll definitely be an interesting race. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I've got any more questions. Do you want to add anything? Or
I hope that GT3s are better at letting or just being predictable next race.
okay, that is definitely a thing to say. But yeah, thank you for your time in that case, and we'll bring on the next driver, Lucas Mutzik. So, Lucas, hello. Unfortunate race. I saw it again. Another drive-through penalty. What happened there?
I didn't get the drive-through penalty.
Actually, not. So you did the 2-stopper.
I wanted to do to stop a more aggressive strategy but I messed up my strategy. I didn't put new sets of tires on my car, so I was driving with the old ones. So that's why I lost so much time. I don't know if I could fight for the podium, but yeah, it could be close.
Yeah, you were definitely on the rear wing of Corey Jasner, the leading car at that point for a long time. So it looked like you had some
pretty
good
surprised.
pace again.
Yeah, pretty surprised that I held behind Corey Jason, who was first and one lap in front of me. So pretty happy about that.
Yeah, so Sebring, after your little break, you'll hopefully be there.
To be honest, sadly I won't be there. I am on vacation again with my family, so I'm sorry about that.
A lot of traveling. No
So
worries.
again, break.
But hey, maybe we will see you in season 2, which will be now in a 2
Yeah.
to 3 week break. So, and after that we'll
Yeah,
get
in
going.
season two, you can see me because no more summer break. So
Yes, the calendar will drop soon for that,
yeah.
and some announcements
Okay.
as well. But well, other than that, you made Lambo. You helped Lambo closing in, or not closing in, but minimizing the damage from BMW. I think
Yeah.
you gained actually 1 point. No, you lost only 1 point together. So that will be
Mhm.
definitely interesting going to the last round of the season. Let's hope one of the Lamborghini reserves will take over your car.
Yeah. Wait, Sebring is last race?
Sebring is the last race of the season, yes.
Ah, okay, okay. I don't like the track though, so.
Okay. So, unless you have anything to add, we'll move on to the next one.
I don't think so. A good race from everyone, pretty clean, but except some GT3s. So, thank you, thank you.
Okay. So, Jasper Kuisman. So, Jasper, still our championship leader, but the big question is what happened there in the last lap?
So basically, I was the fuel thing with the fuel. I had like one lap too little of fuel, not even a full lap. It's like uh 0.7 fuel was missing, and that's why I had to box for the second time. But to be fair, I wasn't really saving fuel because I was pushing a nice amount, but it happens, and that was a fair ending there. Alphonse had a better strategy today.
Yeah, and then obviously these. I saw in the midway through the race you got very, very unlucky with the traffic when you were behind Corey Jason. I think you lost like 4 to 5 seconds. What happened there to you? Was this just the traffic?
Yeah, and also I had problems with the game itself. I lost force feedback for half a lap at one point, and I was desyncing down the straight, so I also lost a few seconds on that. So wasn't too great.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But you're, as you've probably heard, you're still in the championship lead by I think 4
Four.
points.
Yeah.
Seeing as you scored 10 today and Alphonse 13. But I mean, it could have been worse if it wasn't for Guy Zonneveld. So, well, luckily someone won that doesn't that isn't a championship threat for you. That must feel pretty a bit relieving.
Yeah, it does, but I'm scared for Sebring because I hate the track. I've barely driven it, and I've heard it's awful on the LMP2 cars, so not waiting for that one.
Yeah, but maybe season 2 will go a little bit easier. The signups will open pretty soon, so I'm excited to see what class you'll be competing in and where we'll see you in the future. So, can you maybe give any intel on that? What are your plans?
Well, it is gonna be most likely the hypercar class. So yeah, you'll be seeing me in a quicker car next season.
Oh, that does sound interesting for sure. In the split one, that will be definitely something we'll look forward to. So, unless you have anything to add, we bring on the
No,
next.
not really.
So, thank you for your time in that case. And next up, Guy Sonnenfeld. Can come onto the stage now. I hope I pronounced that name correctly.
Yeah, sort of. No worries, it's a hard name to pronounce. I understand.
Yeah, so congratulations on your second race, second victory. Must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Quite disappointed after qualifying for not putting in a decent lap. I forgot that we had an extra set of tires for qualifying. So yeah, that's I only run qualifying on one set of tires. So when I went out again, it wasn't all tires and didn't work out. Didn't have the grip. Could improve to third place, luckily. So yeah, then I knew it was going to be difficult for the race, especially with Alphonse setting a mega lap time in qualifying. So I was really scared for him to just drive away. Luckily, I don't know what happened at the front, but they were just screaming and stuff and taking each other out. So I took big advantage of that. Yeah, I think took the lead on lap 3 and just controlled it from there. I knew it was going to be close fuel wise, so I tried to save a lot on the first stint, and then again on the second one. So I think I ended up with like 2, maybe even 3 laps extra of fuel, and the final stint. So yeah, I was quite happy with that. But yeah, it's going to be super close. I think in the Sebring, it's really, yeah, technical track, and I think fuel wise again, it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, also with a low grip levels at night, because Sebring is planned to be a night race. So that will definitely be interesting. Can we expect to see you in season 2 here?
That really depends on which day the league will be run. Monday is fine for me, but like mostly on the weekends I'll be gone and not home. So yeah, let's hope it's gonna be during the week, and then for sure you will see me back.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a look into that. So, other than that, can you maybe tell us a little bit about something regarding what happened in Monza? A little recap, because the stream wasn't live there because I was gone. So maybe just a little recap for those viewers who follow this on YouTube.
Well, it was a mega race. Yeah, qualifying went pretty well. Sort of P1, and then at the start, I think the whole hypercar field crashed each other out in the first corner, so that was quite funny. But yeah, I controlled the race like I did today. The gap was a little bit bigger though, and again, like was a big fuel saving fest there as well. But yeah, this race today was a lot tighter than the last done in Monza. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one, I think, next week in Sebring.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to that. Unless you've got anything to add, we move on to the next one.
Yeah, all good. See you guys next week.
All right, we'll see you next week, definitely. So, 2 more guys remaining. Jake Van Leeuwen, come onto the stage. Jake, not the race you would have wanted, you and Prema. We have the crash live on stream. That must have been a pretty shocking moment when you just saw that Kuro racing car on the roads.
Yeah, I mean, it was either hitting the GT3s or him. And I know my race was over anyway. I was glitching again all over the road. It's been 3 disappointing races in a row so far, so yeah, I just knew, yeah, okay, it's done. And then I also got, basically, after I hit him, my force feedback snapped and my arm got hurt after I had a second incident with a hypercar, which even hurt my arm more. That's why I can barely use it right now. I need to only use my left arm for a bit, so I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be there for Sebring or if I'm gonna practice. But yeah.
Yeah, in that case, all the blessings from me in the chat to you. Let's hope you'll be back up for Sebring. But yeah, well, not a lot to talk about this race. Prema now only 2 to 3 points ahead of her team Jota. It'll definitely be a tight one, and let's hope that you can find a replacement or do it yourself, because I think Prema needs every point they can get right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna hopefully try and do it myself. Hopefully fix my problem I've been having all season with the desyncing and the lagging. So yeah. Hoping for a good result for the finale.
Yeah, in that case, we wish you a lot of luck and hope that you get well, recover well, and will be there for Sebring. So, unless you got anything to add?
No, nothing more, just, yeah.
Okay, then, in that case, we'll move on to our last driver for today. So, Ashton, I will need to... hello, Ashton. I will need to ask first, how do you pronounce your surname?
Donahue.
Donahue. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ashnella, that wasn't the very best race in terms of pace compared to Le Mans. We saw on the stream, we could see that the second sector was very difficult. It was probably because of the Cadillac's brakes, wasn't it?
Exactly. I was going maybe around at 40% the entire race. It was a snooze fest. I could not keep the car straight on the brakes. Impossible.
Yeah, we heard these. Well, I heard these I saw these complaints in chat from you the other day, and let me tell you, it likely won't get that much better at Sebring. So, I think.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah,
And I believe I'll be on wheel by then.
on wheel
I'll
as
be
well.
moving over. Yeah. Stay away from me, buddy.
Hopefully, we can get both Cadillacs onto the roads by then by getting another driver or your teammates again who has raced last time in Fuji. But yeah, a podium is a podium, and there's 10 more points for Cadillac, and I think with that you move past Toyota and Peugeot. So maybe Cadillac can hold on to third place after all. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
So then let's hope we see you in next season in a car that is a little bit more of your likings, if we see you here again. But yeah, as you said, pretty much a snooze face on the of a race. And
Yeah, very.
yeah,
I lost to an LMP2, so that's obviously shit.
yeah,
Cursing.
all good. That kind of language is allowed on YouTube. But yeah, in that case, do you have anything more to add?
No, I suppose. Sorry if I accidentally took out anybody.
So
With my eyes.
yeah. So then, thank you for your time, and we wish you good luck with the practice for Sebring.
Yeah.
So in that case, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for round 6 of the Season 1 Championship. We'll see you for the finale, round 7 at Sebring. Next time, this week, what will happen in LMP2 and LMGT3 for the final standings. Lexus could secure the Constructors title, but the drivers are still open. And drivers as well as constructors are still open in LMP2 as well. So it'll definitely be an interesting race. Make sure to check it out, and for any infos, join the Discord. It's also a great community. And we'll see you guys next time around here with NXT